What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome to another episode of The Drop. And this week is a light week as far as video game releases goes, even as compared to light weeks that we've had over the course of the past month or so. But there are a couple of awesome games still coming out, so I thought that we would go ahead and break those down for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting things off, we have a game called Shooty Fruity coming to the PlayStation VR on the PS4, as well as the other kind of virtual reality headsets on the PC. Scan, serve, and pack produce while shooting guns to defend your store from an onslaught of mutant fruit. Fight in violently juicy shootouts, unloading your awesome weaponry into swarms of rampaging fruit. Just don't forget to scan the shopping. Prove you're a gun-toting multitasker by fulfilling your juicy career as supermarket clerk during the heat of succulent sweet combat. Only possible with a VR headset and motion control, Shooty Fruity combines VR sharpshooting with immersive job simulation in an over-the-top multitasking game that guarantees you'll never look at your local supermarket in the same way again. Scan, shoot, repeat. So here's the thing, if you've been on the channel for a while, you'll know that I'm not exactly an early adopter or somebody that has a lot of faith in what virtual reality is bringing to the table. I think VR is cool, but I still see it as kind of like a gimmick. With that being said, this game, Shooty Fruity, is the kind of game that I see being really successful in the world of VR. It certainly doesn't take itself too seriously, but it does create a unique experience that cannot be replicated on any kind of other gaming hardware that would require a keyboard or a controller of any sorts. This is a VR game. To be able to have the job simulation kind of thing where you're scanning groceries as they go down a conveyor belt and then load them into the basket, while also shooting mutant fruit, this is the kind of creativity and the kind of implementation of the technology that VR brings to the table that makes the technology worth having in the first place. Is this a AAA shooter that is going to capture the attention of millions of people? No, absolutely not. Is it a game that is pushing VR to its absolute limits and pushing its hardware to its absolute limits? No, it's not. But at its core, it's a fun game. It's fun for newcomers to VR. It's fun for people that have been early adopters of it that got it a couple of years ago. It's just a simply fun game. And that's what's really cool about Shooty Fruity. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. So if you are looking at a PSVR this holiday season, if you already have a virtual reality headset on your PC or on your PlayStation 4, then check out Shooty Fruity, which is coming to your local VR store, I guess, whatever you may use for it this week. Next up, we have Bridge Constructor Portal coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, as well as the PC and mobile devices. Enter the Aperture Science Enrichment Center and experience Bridge Constructor Portal, the unique merging of the classic Portal and Bridge Constructor games. As a new employee in the Aperture Science Lab, it's your job to build bridges, ramps, slides, and other constructions in 60 test chambers and get the bendies safely across the finish line in their vehicles. Make use of the many portal gadgets like portals, propulsion gel, aerial faith plates, cubes, and more to bypass the sentry turrets, acid pools, and laser barriers, and solve switch puzzles and make it through the test chambers unscathed. Let Ellen McLean, the original voice of GLaDOS, guide you through the tutorial and learn all the steps and tricks that make a true Aperture Science employee. The bridge is alive. Lo and behold, we are actually getting a brand new Portal game, but it's not Portal 3 like everybody wanted. In fact, it is a Bridge Constructor crossover into the Portal universe, which in and of itself is a pretty cool idea. Of course, Bridge Constructor is a fantastic game. I think Portal, both 1 and 2, are fantastic games. They are going to go together like peas and carrots. I feel like there's a lot that can be done here. But the main thing that really stands out to me here is the fact that there is an old franchise, actually 2 old franchises really, that are working together to breathe new life into both of them. Will there be an announcement for Portal 3 coming down the pipe? It's unlikely, but could this be kind of padding that and getting the public ready for that kind of announcement? Maybe, who knows? But at the end of the day, this is just simply a cool, unique idea, and I'm quite fond of it. So if you do want to check out Bridge Constructor Portal, you can check it out this week on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, PC, and mobile devices. I think it's right around $5, which is not that bad. Don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking $5. Next up, we have the Next Penelope coming to the Nintendo Switch. Set in a futuristic odyssey, the Next Penelope is a fast-paced action racing game with loud colors and original story and a challenging risk-reward system. As Penelope is looking for Ulysses throughout the galaxy, the player is free to explore the planets in any order. Each world features unique situations, races, even bosses, and new permanent abilities to enhance Penelope's spaceship. Weapons can be mixed and used at any time, but all of these abilities cost vital energy, so the player is very powerful and close to death at the same time. If you've played a Micro Machines game, you'll feel right at home with the controls. An alternative control scheme is available for newcomers, however. Special bonus missions to extend your journey after beating the main game are available, then battle your friends as Penelope's suitors who are battling for each other in glory in 4-player mode. Also, there is HD Rumble support. They felt the need to throw that in there at the end for some reason. With the Next Penelope, I remember hearing a lot about it around the middle of 2015, if I remember correctly. A lot of people were talking about it back then, but it's finally making its way, as so many games are, to the Nintendo Switch. Now, at its essence, it is pretty much a top-down racer, and it does well in that regard. It's not necessarily a game that is, pushing the boundaries of what racers have done in the past, but as far as a game that is coming to the Nintendo Switch, this one's going to fit right at home. So to wrap it all up, is this a game that you have to get right out of the gate, that you have to go out and get as soon as it comes out? No, not necessarily. If you're looking for a top-down racer for the Nintendo Switch, it certainly is a contender. So to wrap things up, let's talk about some honorable mentions. We have Crawl coming to the Nintendo Switch, which is pretty much a party-style dungeon crawler, and it's very unique how the devs went about doing this, because there's pretty much one main character, and then everyone else that is playing is controlling how the dungeon impacts that main character. It's a very unique idea, though I will say if you are looking to buy Crawl on the Switch, make sure that you have friends to play it with, because I feel like that's where you're going to get the most out of this experience. As somebody who plays a lot of games by himself, I spend a lot of my time in single-player modes most of the time, if not in online multiplayer. That's kind of one of those things that is a make it or break it for me. And also another honorable mention, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is getting its full release coming out of early access this week on the PC. Thank God. Hopefully the game will continue to improve. So there you guys have it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Drop. If you did, drop me a like down below, and in that comment section, let me know what games are catching your eye this week, if anything. And if nothing is catching your eye, what are you looking forward to playing over the course of the holiday season and that first part of 2018, which is where I tend to find myself catching up on all of the games that came out in the fall. But all of that's beside the point. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I will talk to you soon. Peace.